Walking Blind is hosted by overly emotional dudes who overthink and overanalyze everything. Nothing the hosts say should be taken as medical advice or opinion. They're not professionals, and they're about to make that very clear. So just kick back and hang with them, because you've earned it. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Walking Blind Podcast, episode 18. We are officially legal, so we can ask the age-old question: is a hot dog a sandwich?
Ooh, I don't know.
It's going to spark some argument here. It's going to spark some argument. Let us know. But we are back, episode 18. Once again, I'm Mike. That's Mike, and we are here with our boy, our special guest, Mr. Joey Amor.
What's up?
Dude, first off, EMO Night the other night. We got to touch on this. I was not expecting it to get as lit as it did. I was not I was like, okay, cool. Like, it's going to be, a bunch of people coming to hang out and like party, play some jams, play some songs, but yeah, it got rowdy.
Yeah, people have that have never been to EMO Night have a misconception of it. It's like, oh, they're just going to play music. I could listen to it in my car, have my own playlist. No, the whole point of EMO Night is like, from what we're a part of, is like, it's just, you are the party, you make it fun, you guys make it what it is, because every night it's different. Yeah, so everybody reacts to everything, every song differently, and this is one of like the one that you guys were at was one of my favorite all time. Like, seriously, it was like one of the coolest ones, like from start to finish. It was just so much fun all the way through. Well,
I'm gonna say that although you said like we're the ones that make rowdy, you, my friend, are the one that made it rowdy, because like just out the gates, like when I started, I was like behind the table, cause like, DJ stuff. I was probably back there for like all of 10 seconds until Joey was like, no, come to the front, come to the front. And then I just stayed in the front, and yeah, I knew there'd be like sing-alongs and stuff, but I didn't expect it to get like as rowdy as it did.
The last thing I expected was for me to be filming you two-stepping on stage while the big dog Jesse Toko is in the crowd, like having people sing along with the microphone. I was like, all right,
dude, shout out to Jesse. I love Jesse, dude. I've just met him. He's so cool.
The most like unexpected hype man that like I came into this thinking like, yeah, I'm gonna hype man for Mike, and then like I immediately like just kind of like the second I saw Jesse get hype, I was like, this is his time to shine, dude. This is his moment. So I just kind of chilled to the side, took some video footage. Like we'll put some of the footage in this episode, because I got some cool little clips. But
I got some for you guys.
Yeah, it was fun, man. It was fun.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I felt very. I thought I was like, oh, I'm gonna totally be like that, like awkward. Like I'm gonna even though I have fun, sometimes I just don't show it on my face,
That's fair.
But I was like mic feeding, and I was like feeling it. Like,
dude, well, it also didn't help that. Sorry, Mom. I was kind of feeding you 11% beers. I was like, because when Jake got there, he was like, "Yo, let's get a beer. Let's get something strong," And I was like, "All right, cool." And I just looked at the menu, and I was like, that one has 11%. And he's like, all right, let's run it. And I was like, cool, let's grab these. And we just started ordering these IPAs that were like super strong. And Mike would be up there, and I just hand him one already open. He'd be like, all right, cool, thanks. Start drinking. So,
I was thirsty, mother.
See, like the thing is, like I understand it. I've done a lot of EMO nights, and it's like we know each other. So it's like I know who you are on stage and different stages of your Warped Tour and everything, and your own show. Like I know how you are. So I was like, I got to get this guy going, and I always try to get like the special guests, as comfortable as possible. So if they need me, I'm there. And if not, then I just take a step back. I see you guys take control. Like, it's all you, baby. It's all you. And then you just got comfortable. It felt like you had your stance. I don't know if you remember this, because everything became a blur. Everything was so much fun. And then you started doing your hardcore stance. You're just like, I was like, yes.
Straight up, you had like your feet planted, and you were doing that.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Dude, well, it was fun. I think what you said is, because there's anytime where I felt like, okay, I'm starting to like lose steam, there you were, or Jesse, or you, or there was a girl up there too that did a set earlier.
Yeah, there was a girl that was up there singing.
Yeah, it's not just us. I mean, it's the crowd to feed into it. You know, that's why I say it's like it's not just us. It's like they're the show too. You know, like we're just having fun as much as they are. So once they like take control, it's like you saw them. They took the mics from us and just had fun with it. We were just rolling with it. It doesn't matter. So like they just take control. I love it. It was insane.
It was emo night with like this weird hardcore energy.
Yeah. Well, and then also
fun energy.
You know, we were talking to a couple people that were like, yeah, we've been to a couple of these, and they're like, it's emo night, but then you know, so a lot of these kids are younger. So you got to remember, like some of the older like songs, they might not really know, or they might not really fuck with, right? So I was listening to, and I was kind of watching the crowd, and some of the older songs that played, you could tell all the old people in the crowd.
Yeah,
we were all like so hyped. There'd be kids just kind of standing there, and then there'd be like a Day to Remember song or something come on, and everybody jump in. So it was like a really interesting dynamic, but it was cool to see. And then your process was, let me take popular bands and kind of play some deep cuts, and then take like the deep cut bands but play their bangers, so that like you could get a little mix of everything, which was cool too. So
yeah. I felt like the set was pretty well. It went pretty well. I think the one that was the most like low energy, which it kind of goes to like the older band, I think it was Thursday, probably had a little bit of low energy, but other than that, man, I felt like they were all
had good choices.
It was fun, man.
Yeah,
really good choices. One that stuck out for me was "Smile in Your Sleep" from Silverstein.
Oh, dude,
I love that. That was such a good moment. Everybody got, even Jacob, Shipwreck Gasway.
Yeah.
What up, Jacob? Yeah, shout out
Jake Shipwreck.
Yeah, he screamed a little bit. I don't know if you saw. There's a clip on.
Oh no! Yeah. I was like, I was trying to get him, get him in the mode a little bit, and I was like,
he's like, no. Then he just like got in. And he was like,
dude,
that's cool. So that was like one of my favorites. I was like, I don't know. It just became. It was just a blur. That the moment was. It was so much fun. I've been going back and looking at some of the footage, and I was like, dang, we sang this song, It's like, wow.
Yeah.
I saw videos of not me, like our set was already done, but I was up there. I didn't realize that I was up there for the last set too.
Yeah, you actually. I'm trying to find the footage. There's a clip. You did a duet with the girl her name is Jessie, I believe. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Jessie.
I just met her last EMO night, and like we're friends online. She's cool. And she comes up and does comes up and sings. She's just all for it. Yeah. And then you guys were just singing back and forth. I don't remember what song. I don't know if it was Evanescence or, I mean, even that's an older track. Like, yeah, that was a shocker. I haven't heard that one before.
Do I know Evanescence?
So I must have missed that, because there's a period of time where we disappeared, like Ty and I and Jake and one of the other homies, Jesse and Andrew, wandered off and went down the street and ended up at like this straight up like club that was like, we were at a table. There was a bottle of Belvedere in front of us. There was like a banda playing in the back. And I was like, where are we? Like, what's going on? And Ty's just like, having a good time. And, and then we were like, all right, cool. Let's go back. We went and ended up going back. We were there for like 15 minutes, maybe. We came back. But
you guys left me alone.
You weren't alone.
I was probably on stage.
You weren't alone.
Yes.
But yeah, man, that was it was definitely one of those nights. Like, I mean, we chilled until we were out there until basically 2, or maybe even later, just standing out front, hanging out, talking. Yeah. So
I was there with you.
Yeah.
That was cool. I've never drank with you before, so that was cool. That was cool.
We tend to be fun when we drink.
It's a good time.
I'm just used to the coffee shop.
So,
dude,
yeah. Did you just come out one of the mornings that we hit the coffee shop? You were usually there like weekends,
Saturday morning, sometimes occasional Friday.
Yeah. But okay, so
before we continue, I want to give a shout out to Vic. Thank you for having
Vic. Yes,
us, all of us. Because I'm a part of the crew. Is like I don't run anything. I just I'm with them. So Vic is the one that sets everything up. Vic Alva, what's up, bro?
I want to get Vic on the show too.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's get him on here. But okay, so like let's kind of first off, before we jump into this, let's start with this. Let's do. I want to get the mental health check.
Yeah.
I want to start with you, Mike. How are you doing?
I'm so stressed, but it's the good stress because the show. So this was EMO Night was fun. I was not gonna lie, I was a little stressed out going into it because I was like, oh dude, I don't want to be like lame.
Yeah. Yeah, you were a little nervous.
I was nervous, dude.
Yeah.
I was so nervous.
I feel like you were more nervous about that than the No Bragging Rights comeback.
Yeah.
In a weird way.
Yeah. Well, the No Bragging Rights one for me, that's more of like it's just excitement. Like it's
Should have done one of your songs.
No.
That's side.
Dude, if someone else does it, cool. But I can't.
You can't play your own.
We should have just
be the guy to rock. I mean,
if we ever go back, we'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah. If someone else plays it out, whatever. It's good. Yeah. So like, I don't know. I'm just getting ready because so 3 of the guys are flying in, right. and they're all flying in on Wednesday, at different times.
Did you get the day off work?
I did not, and so
Wednesday night we'll be at Rev It Up from.
That was on the last podcast. Yeah. You were supposed to get it off.
No. I took Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Wednesday, I get off in time to go get because when Matt flies in at like 11:30 in the morning, and then from Ontario, and then should I be saying this? And then Daniel flies in at like
Garo
9, huh?
Garo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then but out of like Santa Ana.
Yeah. Oh, so you're going back and forth?
Yeah, and then freaking Tron flies in at 11:30.
Why didn't Daniel and Tron fly in together?
I don't know. Yeah, that would have been cool.
Are the families coming, or is it like are they flying solo? And
I think they're flying solo.
Okay.
I think. Well, I know Daniel is for sure. I think Tron is too. I think if Allie flies out, she'll probably fly out like day of kind of thing.
Okay.
When is the show?
Saturday. 26th. Well, doors are at 1:30. First band I think starts at 2.
Yeah.
Right.
We play. Yeah. We play main stage at 5:30. I think. Yeah, 5:30, and then it's like so I think we're like the last band to play main stage during the day. And then there's like this weird intermission, and then there's like all the like Destruction of a King, No Bragging Rights,
such a sick
Evergreen
lineup.
Terrace. So it's gonna be sick. Like it's gonna be fun. Yeah, it'll be cool, man. Yeah. And one thing that's super cool. I was talking to Alex and then like Billy and all them, and I saw that Alex had posted that Destruction of a King specifically asked to play the small stage, to play the side stage. So even though they're on the headliners list, they're playing the side stage just to get that like. And I was like, dude, that's dope, man. That's
badass.
That's cool.
So yeah, I'm excited for this show. I'm more excited to see you guys play the show than I am to play the show. Like it's weird.
I'm really bummed I can't be there. I really
yeah, but
there.
you know what? I don't know if we can't say what you're doing, but you're gonna be doing something way cooler.
Wait, what? What are you doing? How do you know what he's doing?
Because he told me.
Yeah,
because I asked him. I asked him.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
All right, cool.
That's way cooler than
hanging out with Shaq.
What?
DJ Diesel.
He's hanging out with the big man himself.
What?
He's hanging out with Shaquille O'Neal.
For real?
I'm going out to Rosarito for spring break to go see him play. I'm a huge Laker fan. I really want to see him, and yeah.
Dude, Shaq
Wait,
is
play? What is it? A big 3 or what?
No, he's a DJ.
He's a DJ.
That's awesome. Dude.
So, yeah, man, that's sick. And spring break, dude. It's spring break time. So.
Get him for EMO Night.
Dude. I feel like he would do it, man. I feel like he would do it.
I feel like we just have to get a bigger venue.
Yeah, exactly. The Glass House.
Yeah.
Can you imagine him in that little room?
Oh my
just
God.
him in that little room.
Just the whole stage.
Oh, dude.
Oh yeah. So mental health check. Keep going.
Yeah. No. So it's gonna be it's a very busy week. It's the good stress. I'm excited. I'm excited to see the guys. I'm excited to practice. It's a really to really see how much the practice has paid off. You know what I mean? Like, because it's one thing. Mike knows this. Like, I have my little setup at the house now, so I have my little warm up that I do, and then I sing along to the CD, like full on with the PA, screaming, all that stuff, and it's going well. Family. Yeah, it's going well. But it's like, I feel like once we're like doing it for real, it'll probably be different.
Can we know what the first song is?
Yeah. I mean, it's subject to change. I guess by the time this comes out, no, I guess it'll come out before the show.
This will come out before the show. This will come out a couple days before the show.
We're gonna open up with I kind of gave it away, I guess, so it doesn't matter with the video, but Not My Salvation. Just because, yeah, we had a. I don't know if I should go into this. It's weird that this is a good problem for us.
Yeah, like what songs do we play?
Yeah, but it's also because like our set time is our set is a little shorter than we thought, which in the past we would have probably been like, hey, well, we thought we were gonna play for this long. Like now, like I think all of us we're like okay with this, right? We're okay. Yeah, we're okay. Like it just means we can be like that much. We're gonna hit that much harder with the time we have.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought we had a 20-minute set. We have 25, and I'm like, it's actually 5 minutes, man.
Do we have an extra song?
I'm gonna have to talk my way through this.
Just, dude,
5 minutes of plugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had to shave down the set list a little bit. I still think I still like our set list. Yeah, we had to cut it a bit.
Okay.
But I don't know. I like it. I think it's still like I'm happy. This is the set list we're going out. We're gonna play with and whatnot. But yeah, I think it's good. I feel like if I had been for like I'm trying to exercise so I can actually get through the set too, I feel like I would be out of my mind. But I think the exercises help me. For
those of you that actually listen to the podcast and watch it, you guys will notice, and this is one of the signs that you can tell that Mike has actually been practicing and he's in the like back in the zone, because now he's right on the microphone. Like before, it was impossible to get Mike to talk to the microphone. He'd be like here, he'd be back here, he'd be talking up, and now he's like right into the mic, like right down the barrel. So it's a blessing for you guys as well that he's been practicing.
Dude, I'm excited for like Burner State stuff too, because I feel like I just kind of messing around in the car, like singing along with Burner. Like I was just like, it's fun. I love it.
That's cool, man. What about you, man? How you been? Mental health check.
I'm actually doing really good right now. I've had to deal with some things where you know what, you got to be strong and got to cut ties with certain people that is weighing you down. I'm not going to name drop anybody, but yeah, you know what? I don't care if you're blood, you're, not, it doesn't matter if you're bad for anybody, just, you got to cut ties with them. For me, I feel that's a better way. If they're like actually doing harm where, your life is, they're not helping. They're just taking, and even you gotta protect their energy. Mm-hmm. I believe in like energy and like, people living in your mind and stuff like that. Where, you just gotta move forward, and that's why like, I'm doing emo nights, and like I find a lot of good people and friends. I'm reconnecting with some people. I just, it's nice, and I've put a lot of positive energy out there. And then like there's a guy that I ran into at EMO Night, and I got him his first show when he was younger, and he was just like, it's just like kindness goes a long way and stuff like that. It was just, I've known you for a long time. It's like always, try to put positive energy. I don't want to, I'm not trying to, take from people, and I feel like my kindness has been mistaken for weakness, and people try to take advantage of that. So that's why I say, cut ties, and I've been feeling a lot better lately because of that. Man. And my friends, some of my close friends in my circle, these are my really good friends, and they tell me, you got to be selfish. And I don't like to be selfish, but I've had to be selfish, and like I said, reset. Yeah, you got to find that reset in life, and I'm coming out, on top, positive, and I'm in a good place. Better.
Good, man.
Oh yeah, man.
It's like protection, dude. Like
Yes.
people don't realize like energy. Like once I stopped feeling bad about like once I realized like, dude, my energy, like for myself, like speaking for myself, I was like, dude, I know what depletes my energy now, you know? And so when I learned that and I was like, I kind of stopped, like I stopped because I used to feel bad saying no to shit or like, or like not going to being part of certain things. And then once I like became okay with saying no to stuff like that, I was happier. I felt better. I was like having less anxiety attacks and stuff. So that's good, man. That's gonna serve you well.
Yeah. That's me right there. What about you?
I'm good. I mean, I kind of the same headspace that Mike's in right now. Okay. Just like, let's get ready for the show. For me, I've had less time to start training because this whole time I've just been like, yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna go do merch.
He took this fight on short notice.
Yeah, and then like a week ago, they're like, hey, you guys want to play this show? Because somebody from Chicago fell off, and it'd be sick to have you guys play. And I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, let's do it. Let's run it.
That's rad. That's a sick lineup, man.
Yeah, dude. Like, and this whole like, I keep joking with Jake about our band that every time we try and like put torture culture away and just be like, okay, cool, we got other stuff that we got to focus on. Let's just chill. Like, cool stuff just starts getting thrown at us, and we're like, all right, let's do it. Like, we're acting like it sucks, but at the same time, we're like, this. It's kind of rad. Like, cool things just keep happening, and then we have like. We're going to be announcing something pretty soon for May. Actually, both of us.
Yeah.
So that's going to be pretty fun too. So yeah, and other than that, like I've definitely had a lot of unexpected like things happen over the past like day, where I'm just like I don't. Everything seems good. Right, like everything seems
catching a wave.
So I'm just like, hey, let's just roll with it,
Yeah.
Just see, what happens and just go with it. So it's been, I can't complain, man. Yeah. So
don't allow yourself to enjoy the wave.
And that's what I'm really bad at. I'm really bad. Like I'm really whenever the waves start, I'm like, oh no, something's about to. Yeah, there's a shark in this wave. Like that's my mentality. Like this is. I don't think this is what I think it is. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying not to like get let that like pessimistic side or creep into things, but. Yeah, I'm just kind of...
Everything is too good.
Yeah. A little too raff. Yeah. Like that's how you think. But,
and then when something bad happens, you're like, there it is.
Yep, found it. Nailed it. But yeah, man, I'm chilling.
Yeah.
So, all right, so let's jump into this. So there is history between all of us here at this table. Like, we've talked about EMO Night, but that's not where this all starts, right? No. Like this starts what? 10, 12, 13,
the Vine
14 years ago, the Vine. So in Riverside, with Riverside and with like the punk rock scene, the music scene that we were all in, it was hard to find places where we could play. Like it was
Showcase.
It was Showcase was like the godsend spot that you could play. And then like, after Showcase, it kind of became Chain because that was the closest real venue to us. And there'd always be like these little places that would pop up, but actually a church that Mario was like the assistant pastor.
Yeah, he was the
a youth pastor.
Oh shoot, he might have just been the youth pastor. No,
I think he was just a youth pastor back then.
Yeah,
because it was like 15 years ago.
Yeah, he was.
So they actually, were very kind to let a bunch of like scummy, like dirty punk kids like play shows in like basically the youth room, right? And there were vines painted on the wall, so they're like, "Oh, it's called the Vine," and this was the venue that everybody would set up shows at. And back then, what band were you playing?
I was in the band called Two Sides to Every Story.
Yeah. Okay. So I thought that I wasn't sure if there was something before that or not. And I remember, dude, you being like this tiny little kid with long hair. And I was like, who's this kid? And then he was so hyped, was like jumping around, energy. I was like, this is sick. And then that was just like, that's kind of where it all started. We all became friends back then because it didn't matter if you played in a metal band, like a pop band, a punk band. Like we we all wanted to play shows together.
Yeah.
Like, and it was just like, oh, you guys are playing. We're from Riverside too.
Yeah, that was the cool thing about this scene. We were bringing each other up. You guys are the big daddies of the group. You guys pulled us along. Everybody, the younger starting up bands. You guys really did a lot for Riverside music.
Yeah. Like, because just the fact that like you guys were the DIY work ethic was so strong that everybody else was like, oh, we could do that too. Maybe not as good, but we could do that too, you know? Yeah. And like the mentality was just like, oh, we're seeing like our fucking homies basically like doing cool shit. We could all do cool shit too.
Yeah, there's that always that one band that's breaking out of the scene, and you guys were always there. You know, you guys were like, oh, damn, everybody knows who No Bragging Rights was. Like in Riverside, that was just like it right there, you know. And you took a lot of bands under your wing. So, I mean,
yeah.
I'm grateful for that. It was cool.
I think when I'm happy, one of the things I'm proud of about that whole time was, I think I always felt like competition in music. I always thought that was lame. I never understood that. But like being from Southern California, like, you know, to be honest, it's like, dude, it exists. Like there was so much competition for stuff. But I remember when we started to when we kind of got the okay to book shows out of my brother's like youth room for his church. Yeah. It felt good, like helping. It felt good, like giving people like
a place.
You know, and then kind of whether we were on I think that was cool about it, because like there'd be shows that did, I thought, really well that we didn't have, you know, we didn't have to be on, and it was cool to see like our friends that, you know, were there for No Bragging Rights, but starting to come out to support, you know, just other bands, you know, and then. So,
dude, for a period of time, and I just thought about this now, Mario was actually letting my old band practice there.
Really?
Yeah. So when I was playing in, this was before it was Remember the Departed.
Dang.
Before it changed, before the name changed to Declare Your War, we would practice at the Vine.
Really?
And like we got like, it was like, hey, if it's gonna be on a Friday, it's gotta be before sunset. You know, otherwise like this time and whatever. And we would practice there like maybe once a week. And then that's where it kind of like it built from there.
That's cool, dude.
I think because we all played baseball, like everybody in that band played baseball. So
that's why. Because if any of you guys messed up, we knew, you know, we knew where
let
to
me
find
keep you guys out of trouble type thing. We knew where you were and what you were doing at all times. So
that's funny, dude. Shout out to youth pastors letting you use their place to practice. I remember before MBR was like officially in my garage, our youth pastor let us use the youth room at La Sierra, the university church. Yeah. And he even let us use like his amp and stuff. I remember just thinking like, oh, cause I had like a little tiny crate amp.
Oh, your half stack?
My half stack. my little like 15 watt, whatever it was. And like he let me, I remember he was just like, dude, he's like, if you're in here, like you can use it. I'm pretty sure he even let me use it for like a house party. That's like cool. He was cool. He was a cool youth pastor.
That's awesome.
Shout out to Pastor Mark Holmes.
So after kind of fast forwarding a little bit. So it was Two Sides, and then did Horror in the Moonlight come after that?
Oh my god!
Or was there something in between? So I'm trying to remember.
No, no. There was just Two Sides. What I did was Horror in the Moonlight right after. It was only acoustic.
Yeah. It was just you.
Yeah, it was just me, and then I got some other guys, and we just kind of jammed, and you know, the kind of just try to keep it afloat. But it was really hard at the time, and I always wanted to play a showcase. I jumped on guest vocals at the showcase, but I never got to perform with my band. And I got Two Sides to play. A buddy of mine, I don't know if you remember this band called Riverside Drive.
Yeah,
Dave. Yeah. Dave is a really good friend of mine. Shout out Dave. And he got us on the show to open up, and then Dan, the one that played violin, he kicked me out of the band.
No.
It was like you could have kicked me out after the showcase.
I didn't even recognize him.
Dude, I didn't either.
Oh, dude, he had long.
I straight up.
He was on metal.
I straight up. I was like, "Have we met?" Like, because I'm like, "There's something familiar about it." He's like, "Yeah, dude, we used to play shows way back in the day." I was like, "Oh, dude, okay, what's up, man? How are you?" Like, he's so clean cut and handsome now.
Yeah.
I was like, "Dang, dude,
It works out.
Yeah.
He was supposed to come.
We don't do. But yeah, man, that's cool, dude.
Yeah. So I didn't get to do that. I really wanted to play a showcase, and unfortunately, I got kicked out just before that. But Dave did tell me to jump on stage, and so I'll take that as I played the showcase.
I played showcase. Yeah.
Before it shut down.
It counts.
Yeah, it counts.
My venue that I never got to play, but I was at all the time was the Barn. MVR never got to play the Barn.
I heard a lot of stories about that place. Oh man, that's sick.
Yeah, it was cool.
The barn.
Yeah, everybody's like,
Barn at
go there? I was
UCR.
like, no.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, the Barn was the best. It was the best.
Who did I see there? I saw somebody there, and it ended up being like a crazy party afterwards.
Back in
Was
the
it Frank Turner?
It was Frank Turner.
Yeah.
It was Frank Turner. Yeah. Yeah, we
It was
saw
like No Doubt used to go there. Blink.
Dude,
Yeah.
everybody.
Everybody.
Blink, Rage Against the Machine.
What?
Dude, everybody
Papa Roach
went there. Probably.
Corn.
That's so crazy, dude. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. What is that now?
I think it's still part of the. I think it's like a cafe now. I think it's like. It's on US UCR's campus.
Yeah.
It was weird going there, like even for the Frank Turner show, because it had changed a lot.
You could buy beer there too.
Yeah, and that's what made it even like just crazier. Like, man, I saw so I saw so many fights there, and like this is weird I'm saying this, but I remember that was my first time realizing like, oh, I can probably win if the dude's drunk. Like, it like took the fear out of like, cause I was going there when like I don't even know, we were like 14, 15 years old.
Yeah.
You know, and we're surrounded by like mostly college guys, you know, and then adults, like grown ass fucking men. Like, and a lot of times like they were drunk. And I remember like being like terrified at first. And then there's like this weird moment where like, I felt this like guy who looked kind of buff. Like I saw him like kind of stumbling around, and like I was able to like maneuver him. And I remember thinking like, I have a shot.
I could take this guy.
I could probably take this. If they've had a couple of drinks, I could probably, yeah. Anyway.
Hence the positivity and strength that Mike portrayed over at the Kings Arena. If you listen to last episode.
Oh yeah,
we almost got into a fight.
I would defend it. It wasn't a fight. It would have been a fight. I was just defending myself.
Fuck you. Fuck me. What?
Yeah.
I was smiling the whole time until he got in my face, then I stopped smiling.
I'm so upset I wasn't there.
He wouldn't. I don't think he would have said anything.
Go Ducks.
True.
I really don't.
Hey, you have no room to get mad now after you.
I know.
Okay, so all right, we had Horror in the Moonlight, and then like I feel like you pulled a me. I did this for a while too, and you just kind of disappeared for a while. What
did I do? Oh, you know what? Yeah, I took a hiatus from music. I think I tried doing acoustic, and the guys just couldn't. You know, I recorded with Matt Marquez, and we were trying to bring Horror in the Moonlight up. It was like it didn't have a sound yet. We didn't know where we were going with. I just needed to write something. It was acoustic. I wrote my first song, and we wrote the acoustic stuff. And then I had Matt Marquez come in, and we were trying to fill in. We had actually pretty cool, like really good artists. I don't know if you remember this. Matt Marquez on drums. He just got done with, oh crap, who was he with? I'll get back to that. And then Kevin was with Jacob from Planes Crash and I Am Cassettes. Kevin.
Okay.
Yeah.
With
So
Josh,
I had
with Josh.
Yeah, I had two talented guys, and then also Matt Marquez, Kevin, and Andy from Planes Crash. So they were recording with me, and we were getting off the ground. We were going more towards post-hardcore. Cool. And I still have some songs recorded on. You can find them online. But, you know, after that, it just kind of, I just stopped for a while. And I just was supporting bands, going to shows. Took a hiatus.
Yeah, it's sometimes I feel like you have to walk away.
Yeah, you need a break. Yeah. It's like you just keep beating your head, trying too hard, and you know, you just don't have the right musicians. And later on, I came back, and those same guys, one of the guys that was in my band for Horror in the Moonlight, this is how it's coming back to me now. He hit me up, and he was all like, "Oh, I'm sorry that we never got to get it off the ground as we wanted to, but I'm in a new band. Would you mind managing us?" So I've always been always a part of networking. I've always been booking shows, and I've booked shows like ska band, punk bands since I was 18, and I booked my first backyard show with a punk band, hardcore band, my band. And I was like, yeah, 16, 17. But he hit me up and he goes, hey man, you know, you mind managing us? I said, yeah, sure. Let me check you guys out. And that's where I found my guitarist for Horror in the Moonlight. And so I'm managing them. I was gonna start to like see if I was gonna manage them, and then they took a hiatus. And then the guitarist was like, "Yo, man, you're from Horror in the Moonlight, man. I love you." His name's Irving. He's all, "Man, I love your band. I love this song." And that one acoustic song pulled him in to want to be a part of Horror in the Moonlight.
Okay.
Ooh.
And then it just snowballed into what it is, to the sound of the pop punk that we ended up going with.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Cool.
yeah, it's just like that, just natural, just started gravitating other members. It was really cool. So,
And I feel like this was Horror in the Moonlight was early on, before like pop punk had its like resurgence and it started exploding. Like you guys jumped into this before like this whole movement right now. You know what I mean?
yeah, because like I wanted to do that, like I was going the post hardcore, but then like I wasn't able to do it, and then it just changed the sound with the acoustic thing. It just went pop punk.
Yeah.
That acoustic, like you said,
Yeah.
that break.
Yeah.
It just naturally took me somewhere else.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah,
Damn.
that's really cool. This is
Yeah.
like just gotta go with the waves. Even though like sometimes it looks like like you didn't want that to happen, but it turns out to be a good thing.
Yeah.
And then from there, how did like and this is kind of, I guess, where we're going to jump into like the meat of things. Like how did the travel and like
Yeah.
he's got a YouTube channel. He's like a travel vlog channel. Like I just started seeing you like I feel like we didn't talk for a while, and then one day all of a sudden this video just pops up on my feed and it's like, "Yo, what up, guys?" And he's like, "We're in like, I don't know if you were in Mexico or somewhere, like, and you're just like, check this out," and like I'm watching you eat all this food and stuff. I'm like, my boy's living out my dreams right now. What's going on?
Well, dude, I was like, oh, he's gotta be like in like Rosarito or something like that, and he's like Indonesia.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
I just went as far as I could. I just said, screw it, let's go somewhere. I started traveling by myself. So what happened was like, I've been dedicated to music my whole life. And, we started doing very well. You guys were already doing the tour circuit. So some of these bands were looking up to Horror in the Moonlight like they would to you guys. So it was weird. It was cool, but it was weird. It was everything's in different levels. So we were doing pretty good, and we ended up playing the RMA. We got our music on X1039. Unfortunately, they're not here anymore. They're gone.
Right.
But I always dreamed to be on the radio. We got on the radio.
Sick.
We got a bunch of like, that one of the early years we played House of Blues, San Diego, LA, Anaheim, all in one year, and we were just doing so many good shows. Like we caught a wave.
Yeah.
We were just playing like in front of a bunch of people. We played Warped Tour. We did so well, and it got to the point where I ended up letting go of the band. Like we did a music video at my house, and for that album that's right there, and after we got done with the music video, I told the guys I'm done, and it had to do with trying to push the band members to want it as much as I wanted it. The band life consumed me, and my personal life was taking a toll. So in my early YouTube videos, I'm dealing with a lot of pain, heartbreak, and you can find them in there. I open up about it, and I come to terms with like, it's okay to not be okay, and I was in a really dark place. So, they say, oh, everybody's trying to push me to just write songs. I was like, I don't want to write a song and sing about it and deal. It was a big
It's like
big
the
deal.
last thing I want to do right
The
now.
last thing I wanna do,
is
it was-
music that I couldn't do before.
Yeah, it was somebody that the girl that my ex girl that we were living together, and she moved out, and it just really, I hit rock bottom. We're in a dark place, and I found myself traveling. I found other people like going through the same thing, and I found peace with other people and traveling, and I saw another world, and I don't really regret doing music for that long, because because of music, I never was traveling, you know, like we're broke all the time.
Yeah.
But I just found that
we're still broke, dude.
Yeah, I'm so broke. But because I just cut music off completely cold turkey, I went into this other thing, traveling, and my camera was like my companion. It was just, I don't know if I was going to vlog. I just decided to say, you know, I'm going to record myself and I'm going to talk to the camera because I don't want to be alone. Nobody's going with me. All these travels were by myself. Damn. And I dealt with pain and came out something more beautiful than ever, and have met people from all over the world. And I'm very grateful for that. Now my worlds are colliding with the music, because people have found out, you know, through social media, like, oh, you were in a band, like, you know, Horror in the Moonlight, they're interested in, and it's just back and forth. It's weird. It's a cool network combination, and I love it. And I'm going to continue to travel, and Horror in the Moonlight's on hiatus, but I'm doing EMO Night, and doing EMO Night brings back that fire of being in front of people, and just the whole point was just entertainment, having fun, making people happy.
So what was that? What was that first trip that you took where you had just like fuck it, I'm gonna go? You know,
Japan.
Was it
Japan?
Wow.
Dude,
that's on my.
I know what. Yeah. That's one of my
ultimate. Like I want to go.
I look back at these trips sometimes, and I'm like, how did I do this? What the hell? Like people are like, I just went.
And was
I just
it
said
like
I'm gonna. It's all about booking. Just say, you know what? I booked the flight. I have to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't matter if it's going up north or anywhere. It's just you bought a ticket.
I had a chance to go to Japan, and I had to back out kind of last minute because I realized I would be missing my first week of school at La Sierra.
I also had a chance to go to Japan with the hip hop project. We had booked it because a friend of Chris's was a like a K-pop singer, or a J-pop singer, sorry. And she was out there, and we were going to go out there and do some shows. And then instead of flying back, like they were going to fly us out there, we were going to do some shows. And instead of flying back, we were going to go to the Philippines and then just get our flight back home from there. Right? So I was like, I get to see Japan. Like this is like my dream trip. And then I'm going to be performing when I do it. And then, you know, like, then I'm going to get to go home, like to the motherland, you know, right? And then it just all like crumbled and fell apart, and like... Apparently, from what I understand, she stopped doing like the whole music thing and was just, I'm done. And then all that just like domino effect. And I was just like, no. all right. And then that's actually right around the time when I kind of was just like, you know what? I need to focus on like life. Right. Yeah. And then it just kind of stepped away for a little bit.
Yeah. It still stings.
Yeah.
Mine stings really bad. It was, yeah. But I finished school.
This is crazy. So like I didn't tell nobody I was going to Japan, right?
Yeah, and you went by yourself, which is like that takes balls, dude.
Yeah, I didn't tell nobody. I was like, you know, I don't think anybody cares. It's like, because I was, you know, everybody kind of knew I was a little depressed about the situation. So like, I figured Japan was the furthest place I could go. It's like, I was like, okay, it sounds beautiful. The price is right. And guess what? Like I said, music found me in a way where like Adrian of Assuming to Survive and Ryan Seaman, when he was still in Falling to Reverse, they both hit me up like, yo, you're in Japan? I was like, yeah. They're like, dude, you gotta go over here. I'm like, what the hell? They're like trying to link me up with somebody. Shout out to Taka. Dude, the new Lex Tokyo. Taka is the shit. He knows all the bands we love and stuff like that. Everybody who's anybody goes through Taka, and I didn't know who Taka was at the time. And I'm like, and I'm also in a like vulnerable state. I'm depressed, and like the last thing I want to do is party. I was just like, even though all my videos are partied, but you know, I was like, oh, I don't want to go to the club. What am I gonna do there? I'm by myself. I really don't want to go by myself. So Adrian and Ryan hit me up a couple times. Like, go see Taka. Taka, the guy from the guy that runs New Lex Tokyo, he hit me up. He's like, yo, I heard you're here. You're friends with my friends. Come down. I was like, what? I'm like, oh, I'll think about it. I made friend with one of the guys I was traveling. As I was traveling, I made a friend. And I said, hey, man, you want to go with me? I don't want to go by myself. He's like, yeah, let's go to the party. We went over there. Taka was one of the nicest people in the world. It was so cool. And to this day, I still talk to him. So Taka, shout out, brother. I love you, man.
Dude. Taka, I'm coming to Japan, man.
Yo, seriously, man. Like right after, like I didn't know, like, you know, what that place was, and then like you have like the week after I left from Japan at New Lex Tokyo, what's his name from Brazil, Neymar was there. Oh. I was like, what? I should have stayed another week. He's like, yo, you could come by anytime, dude. We're VIP and met a bunch of other bands from France and stuff like that. So it's like, I was like, man, music is just there, you know. And somebody told me like, you never quit music. It's like you just take a break.
Yeah.
So music is always a part of it. So, you know, through these ups and downs, I've learned a lot of things, and try to listen and take things in, you know, because, you know, sometimes looking for solution is never the solution. It's just, you know, everything will come in time.
So all that just kind of sparked like this. So, I mean, how many years were you just traveling?
Oh, man. Since she left me. Yeah, like, you know what? I've lost track right now. About, let's say 5-6 years now. I haven't been traveling a whole lot lately, obviously, because, you know, what's going on.
Right.
And I've been going to Mexico to party, and I did a vlog. There's a party vlog that we did. And just before the pandemic, I was in the Philippines. We won't go into the other stuff, but I was in the Philippines.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, we can talk about it if you want to ask later, but yeah. I'm just trying to touch base where, like, I was in the Philippines, and that was, like, the last place that I was, like, the furthest out. I was in Manila, and I ended up flying back before everything shut down, and unfortunately, like, I really haven't tried to take off because of the restrictions. I'm just waiting, and there's so much beauty in the world that I would just love to go see more of, you know, South America, anywhere. I just want to see it all, man. But
dude, it's just some of your videos, some of the spots you've been to already, man, are amazing. Like I like straight up, like I'm not really someone that's like cares that much about like travel vlogs, because like
understandable.
My thing is like, well, if you know, that's cool.
If I want to see it, I want to go myself.
Yeah.
Right.
But dude, like even like where it was in Thailand where you like the water, the thing you sent me,
yeah,
dude, like I was like, fuck, I want to do that. It was fun as hell. Like I don't know, I like I said, when you said originally, when you told me what, like 2 years ago, about your video, so I was checking those out and I thought that was cool. And yeah, I have questions I want to get to, but
the crazy thing about that trip, it's their Thai New Year's in April.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I specifically went for that. I flew for the weekend. I was there for like 3-4 days and flew right back.
What?
Yes. Yes.
That's sick,
what
though.
What the heck?
Yes.
And okay, before you jump into your questions, how do you fund these trips?
Can't tell you. Everybody thinks I'm rich. I'm not rich, I promise.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, you know, I save up like everybody else, and you know.
So it's just hustle to make it happen.
Hustle to make it happen, yeah.
Okay.
No. Well, okay. Another thing is budgeting.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you guys watch my videos, I show you where I'm staying at. Early on, I would stay in hotels because I didn't know any better. And then as I learned with other travelers and started staying in hostels, baby. Yeah. Hostels and eating local food and having an iron stomach because, you know, sometimes.
Yeah, man.
Food. But, you know, I'm Mexican. I like street food. I go to restaurants that have the not the A. They might have a B.
The B
C.
has the best flavor,
Yeah,
dude.
Hey, you still pass, man.
That's what it sounds for.
Like Filipino food. There's I don't know if you've seen there's a video. We ate a bunch of street food.
Okay.
You gotta watch it.
I did watch it.
Did you watch it?
I did watch it. Yeah,
it was crazy.
Yeah, I remember being so jealous that I'm like, because I still haven't been to the Philippines. I haven't been. I want to go, right?
Yeah.
And I was actually a few, like maybe a month ago, a really close friend of mine was like, hey, I'm going to the Philippines in May on vacation, and I was like, I'm in, cool. And then $11,000 on the roof. I had to pay off a bunch of other stuff. And I'm like, I can't go. I gotta, So it's still on the list. I still want to go, but yeah, man, I was jealous. I was jealous watching the videos.
Yeah,
you were living life. I was like, he's living out there right now, dude.
Well, and also too, like, your videos are fun, man, because like knowing you, I know that like that's you.
Yeah, it's not bullshit.
Yeah. I know it's you. So it's like I see you having fun. I was like, okay, that looks enjoyable. Like I'm enjoying this.
I think there's something to say too about like for a lot of us when you travel and when you're traveling because of tour. Right. Mm-hmm. So like you go overseas or you go to the UK or you go something like that. Even traveling just across the country, right? You're on tour. So
that bums me out.
Yeah. There's always a destination. There's always somewhere you have to be.
Yeah. I've been a lot of cool places, but I haven't been able to experience them like in full.
Right.
Those are the things that like I soaked in and thought about, and like, doing the Warped Tour, I was a part of the Warped Tour, like traveling with them. And I mean, we didn't get to play like you guys did, but we were there. But at the same time, we were working. We were like, oh, we're in Atlanta, we're in whatever. But we didn't see nothing.
Yeah, you only see like one little part of it, one tiny part of it, and you're working. Yeah. It's like,
dude, I remember, I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast or not, but when I was on Warped Tour, I remember getting to like Michigan, something like that. And I was so burnt out. And my dad happened to be in Michigan on a business trip at that time, right? So my dad was like, hey, I'm in town. And I was like, no, there's no way. He's like, I'm here. Let me take you to dinner. And we had like a 4 a.m. bus call, something like that. So I was like, sick. And then he was like, do you have anybody that wants to go to dinner? And so I brought like Matt, our tour manager. I think Jake went too. And then like he just took us out to dinner, and we had like baked oysters, like the best meal, just like when you're so used to shitty food for so long. And then he was just like, you guys need showers, you guys need to go to Walmart, like whatever you guys, and he just like took us wherever we needed to go. And I just remember like, it was like the most like breath of fresh air, that just getting away from like tour nonstop, right? To just go and hang out and then just go back. But it was like this like 3 hours worth of just like, oh, it's so nice to be away from all of this. Like, just be away from all of this. And it's like that. Like everybody's like, oh, you guys are, you guys get to be in cool places every night, and you're like, yeah, but it's a job.
Yeah, I don't see shit.
And it's not like you clock in at 8 and you leave at 5. Like you're working nonstop. And it's just,
You brought a big smile to my face thinking about it, because I was in Vegas, and similar, like something happened like that. It was my sister, my brother-in-law, they were in town, and my brother-in-law was like, yo, you want to go out to dinner? I was like, yeah, so he takes me out to dinner. It's just, same situation like that. And he was staying at, we're in Vegas, so one of the casinos, and they go upstairs. My sister and my brother-in-law, they go upstairs, and there's a machine right there, like down the hallway. And I was like, oh, I love these pandas. And so I wanted to play this machine. I was like, oh, I'll catch up to you guys. So I played $20, and it takes it right away. I was like, no, screw it, I'll play another $20. and then I ended up winning.
All your per diems for the day.
I ended up winning. I ended up winning like about $1,000 or whatever. What? And like I had like it helped me. I put that money towards the acoustic album that the first album that I released. So it was like, yo, this is really cool,
dude. Yeah, it's little things like that. Yeah, and like. I've been lucky enough that I got to travel a lot when I was younger, because my aunt worked for an airline, right? So she worked for United.
Lucky.
And so we got like those companion passes. Like even now she's retired, but we still like, my cousins all trade off on the companion pass. And I was like, I'm saving my year for when the money's right, because I'm going to take full advantage. Like Nathan is in Israel right now.
Dude,
that's awesome.
I think Israel. Yeah, Israel. So it's like shit like that. Like, getting to travel and experience it just with no plan versus like, we're here, but we got to be here tonight, and then we got to drive all night to be at the next place tomorrow. It's so different.
Yeah.
Dude, so my first time in Paris, we had literally 3 hours to see everything.
Yeah.
So in 3 hours, we were legitimately sprinting to things. Like we were jumping on trains, cabs, everything.
Louvre,
dude, we ran by the Louvre, couldn't go in because it would have taken too much time.
Yep.
We ran. We took pictures by the Eiffel Tower. We ran to Notre Dame, and I think we were there like weeks.
Le Arc de Triomphe.
Yeah, dude. We
go sprint through the middle of it.
Dude, It was insane. Like we were exhausted.
Running with the baguette.
Yeah, dude. Like no, we I think we got crepes just to say we had crepes, dude. Like just like we wanted them. Like, I don't care. Just hurry. Like
dude, like the best ice cream I've ever had was in Paris. I think it's called Movenpick or something like that. Fucking tiny. It was like this ice cream was this big, but it was so delicious. And straight up, like, yeah. Dude. I didn't get to go to the Louvre either because they were on strike when I was there. Like, can't even see the bottle.
We just couldn't. We're like, oh, it's gonna take too much time. So like we saw it. Like we went there, and then
what you just said, 3 hours, right? So the way I look at it as well, like when I travel somewhere, it's like I've been there, say a day. A day is not enough. Think about it like somebody else coming to California. Yeah. How much shit do we have here?
Yeah,
give them 3 hours.
Yeah,
they can't go see a whole lot. They think LA and San Francisco are like right next to each other.
Yeah,
I feel bad. They're like, I want to see the Golden Gate. I want to see Hollywood. And I'm like, oh man, no. It's like
you need a week, bud.
Yeah, exactly. Need more time. That's why like I stay out there. Like I'll stay a month in one of the countries or just like, yeah, dude. It's like gotta soak it in. It's like even not doing anything is something, because like you'll hang out with people and they're like they'll find things that you didn't even discover. It's not even on social media. Yeah. I go to a lot of local places, a lot of places that aren't even that popular, and I love that, where you're just hanging out with the locals and just trying new foods, trying just new places.
It's all about the local spots, dude. I saw I think it was a picture of even just out here, like one of the redwood forests or something like that, right? The like tree that you drive through.
Yeah, I want to go there.
And I was like, yo, that's sick. And then somebody took a picture of the line of people just waiting to take a fucking picture. And I was like, there's no way. There's no way. And then I was listening to a podcast where they were talking about like people climbing Mount Everest, right? Like, yo, Mount Everest is this achievement. But because of like social media and because of like the popularity of it, on the days that you can actually climb Mount Everest, there's a fucking line of people that they only let go up at certain amounts of time because everybody wants to say, I climbed Everest.
Like Zion, there's a X amount of people that can go, I believe, in just national parks, certain things.
Yeah.
Dude.
So it's like, nah, give me the local spots. Give me the hidden gems that like nobody talks about. I want the hidden foods. I want the hidden like cool places, like the shit that nobody sees. That's
There's in Indonesia has so many beautiful spots to go to. I highly recommend to go to Indonesia. And there's a spot, there's tourist traps here and there, like there's this Bali Gates, and this girl's like, how is it? I don't like to ruin surprises, or I don't know what somebody's thinking, so I don't want to tell her not to go and then be like, oh, he told me it wasn't worth it, whatever. So I didn't want that. So I went there, took an awesome freaking picture, and she ended up going. She got mad at me. She was like, why didn't you tell me it was like a tourist trap? There was a long line. It was like, there's no water. It's like, there's like, it looks like a reflection, but it's not, it's a mirror. It's like you're taking a picture with a mirror and it looks really cool. I will show you guys later. You're like, I don't like to consider myself an influencer like that kind of travel. I'm not, I'm just going with the flow and traveling. And dude, I try to stay away from the tourist traps. But I mean, sometimes I really want to see something. I don't care what it is. I'll wait something in line sometimes. But for the most part, it's like I'm the type of person that likes to go to waterfalls, anything interactive. I don't like to just go see like I think the Eiffel Tower would be really cool. But certain things is like I really don't want to just wait to go see it. Yeah, it's like there's so many other cool things that we could be doing. Like I wanted to ask you guys, since we were talking about that 3 hours. What can you do? People. I've actually had people come from, different countries, and I've taken them around and show them, like I try to show them this like obviously the highlights of, what they want to see, like the Hollywood sign, stuff like that. They're in this area. And then there's like little hidden gems, try to take them to little spots that's off the radar that they didn't think of. Yeah. Because a lot of times they'll say Venice, the Hollywood sign, and Venice is so popular, but it's so dirty. We have better beaches.
You can't, there's better beaches, and it's just like a homeless encampment.
And Hollywood is one square block of cool. That's about it.
And that's what I did. So I wanted to ask you, what would be like 5 places that somebody's coming from out of state or out of the country, what would you recommend, like
for Southern California?
Southern California.
So I think it depends on the person, because absolutely. Like if the person, I guess I'm trying to think of the people that have come out and what we've seen. I feel like everyone, for the most part, they want to see LA and they don't know what that means. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, well, what in LA do you want to see?
If I take people to LA, I go like Grand Central Market, shit like that.
Yeah.
Like the fun little, like it's hustle and bustle, but at least you're gonna get some good food.
Yeah.
You know, like things like that.
There were, thankfully, I don't know if it was you or maybe it was Mason. Somebody told me about that. So I remember we went there, and then there was like an ice cream spot I never even heard of, but it's an LA thing apparently. We went there. So like in a way, like I've lived here forever, and I don't like I've never.
It's our backyard. We don't do the.
Dude. Like I've seen the Hollywood sign for sure. Like I've seen it. Like
hiked it, been up there, whatever.
But I've never hiked up there.
Really?
No. I mean I've seen it from like a distance.
You're like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. It's tiny. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I think I kind of think of like okay, like the beach. It's like find that one beach, whatever one. Like I have a friend's coming out. She wants to go to Laguna because of the show and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, cool, we'll go.
Hey, you're like, it's like 3 square miles. Of that beach. Yeah. There's some basketball courts that are really cool.
As you're driving there, you guys are playing California.
Yeah.
Driving in the sun.
I usually go Huntington.
I love
if
Huntington.
people come out, I usually take
Balboa.
Because Huntington and Balboa because it's like here's the real surfy vibe. You know, that people think of for California. But it's super packed always.
Always. I try to think of like food spots.
I took my friend that was from France. She Marion, hi. I just want to say hi to you and shout out. She's cool. And I took her to see the Hollywood sign, and then I bought her like because we went to the street and I took a picture and then we went to the gas station and I got her a little Hollywood sign with her initial. And she got all emotional. She was like, when she saw the sign, she got all emotional. She was like, California dreaming, like this is big. It was a huge deal. Damn. And I've seen that, the look in her eye and the sparkle where like, I felt that somewhere else. And I just like, didn't want to take it away from her. It was like, yeah, like, I understand what you're feeling, It's like, even though for us, it's like, oh, it's a backyard.
That's fair.
Yeah, so it's beautiful. And then like, I took her to In-N-Out and then she like, she was here to learn English and she would go to In-N-Out and always be like In-N-Out and like she's like it's just a California thing, so it was like it became special to her. And I mean it's not like there's other restaurants, but that was our staple of California.
It's very California
so
thing.
I try to, and it also depends on the person, so I try to do little things like that, like how you're saying Laguna Beach, they seen the show and stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, I just asked them, I'm like, what is California to you? Or Southern California, like what is, like what do you?
Because I definitely when I was in LA and off of Sunset, I had some friends coming down from Atlanta, and it was like, they wanted the LA experience. So I'm like, all right, we're going to Venice, we're gonna go see the Hollywood sign, we're gonna go to Runyon Canyon, we're gonna go like just the little LA like hot spots. You guys want to go to Pink's, like shit like that.
The Griffith. What observatory or whatever.
Yeah, and then like of course
that's
like
cool.
The Walk of Fame.
Yeah, the Walk of Fame, and then of course like for the rock and roll homies that would come out, is like, oh, this is the whiskey.
Hey,
like these are the legendary rock and roll.
The rainbow.
And then when they go in, they're like, what
the fuck is this?
Tiny thing. This is where Van Halen shot their video. The other thing too is like with people, it's like because some of the stuff they want to do, I'm like, well, how much money do you have? Because that's
like I had a friend come out and she was like, I want to get tattooed off of the strip, and I'm like, how big do you want it, and how much are you willing to spend? Like, I want to go to Kat Von D's. Like, no, let's not.
No, you don't want to do that.
Let me not do that to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's, I guess in a way, because it's in our backyard, we're so used to it, we do kind of take it for granted, like for people to come into town and be like, oh man, I want to see Dodger Stadium, and then we're like, fuck Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, you walk in,
so much fucking traffic around there all the time.
You want to walk uphill all day?
So the aggression just comes out in Mike all of a sudden.
That's cool. Chavez Ravine, built on the graves of Mexicans. Whatever, it's not. Who cares? Who cares, right? Who cares?
So, dude, there's a spot. I don't know if I've talked to you about this yet. There's a spot right here in San Bernardino that I've been meaning to go. Shout out to my boy Daniel. It is the restaurant that basically inspired and sparked Taco Bell.
What?
So the dude that started Taco Bell would see that, and I'm drawing a blank on the name of the restaurant, but it's right here. It's been here in downtown San Bernardino.
After this podcast, we're going. We're gonna go try it.
Let's go. It's early enough. And so like I guess the dude opened a burger shop across the street, and then this restaurant was one of the first places to serve hard shell tacos. There's actually a Netflix series about it where they talk about it. Like, and then this
they
guy
taco about it.
They taco about it. That was a good one.
Thank you.
And I guess this guy opened a burger shop across the street, and he was like, why do I never have any business? And they do. So this motherfucker goes and works over there, and he goes to work for them and basically did some spy moves and learned about the hard shell taco. And that's when he started Taco Bell.
Dang.
And then it became like the big chain restaurant. But yeah, all that was inspired by a spot right here in San Bernardino.
Dude, spies still exist.
Spies still exist. Can we tell that story?
I don't care. I mean, I don't care.
You know what? I love these like food stuff. I mean, I don't know if you're watching the Netflix. They have like, I was just watching the one with KFC and McDonald's. I love those documentaries.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's food is one of my love languages. So you know, anytime somebody's like, "Oh, let's eat at a good place," I'm like, "What are you doing later? Marry me?"
I'm always down, but I'm never the one to look for stuff.
Yeah.
Like thankfully, my brother is like a foodie. My brother's like a closet foodie. I don't think people realize until you like sit back and you're like, "Huh, we've been to like all these crazy." My brother like he knows like all these like cool hole in the wall places.
I had chilaquiles for the first time ever with his brother. And straight up, it ruined me because I was like, yo, this is so good. Well, it also ruined me physically. Like I had diarrhea for like a day, but it was amazing. It was so good. And then after that, you know, iron stomach built up the tolerance.
Yeah.
But to the point where I remember I dated a girl and I learned how to make chilaquiles and she taught me straight up. And I was still like, it's better when you make it because, you know, I don't have to cook it. But I told Mario, I was like, Mario, found a girl that will make me chilaquiles, man. And he's like, Mikey, that's a good sign.
Hold on to her.
It's a good sign. Hold on to this one,
Dude.
Didn't work out.
Yeah, I kind of miss having my brother live close by, because this is like a while ago when he was still living in Riverside. But he like called me over. He's like, "Hey, come over. I want to show you something." It's like, all right, 'cause I have nothing going on in my life. And so I go to his house, and he has the drivers dine, whatever it's called, that show.
Yeah.
And it's like a pizza one.
Okay.
And then so we're like watching it, and he's like, "Dude, what do you think?" I was like, "Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, it looks good." He's like, "It's in San Diego." I was like, "Cool."
He's like,
"Let's go right now." I was like, "Right now?" I was like,
I remember you telling me about this.
We have a place down here.
Yeah. I was like, "Dude," he's like, "Come on, they import their water from New York," or whatever. I was like, "All right, fuck it, let's go." So so like there's a couple.
This was Mario pre-children.
There's premarital
bliss.
Yeah, so we used to do fun stuff like that.
My ex-girlfriend, she was a really good cook, and she was always adventurous on food. And this is before I traveled, right? We would go to this Thai restaurant. She loved this restaurant, Thai food. And I'm a noob. I don't know any of these foods. I'm like, "Can I get orange chicken?" I'm like, thinking like Chinese food. Bro, I know it's terrible. But now it's like, you know, I've gone to Thailand and I've gone all over the place. Like I love adventuring on foods like Colombian food, Filipino food. Like just, you know, I eat all sorts of foods. Like it's just fun.
Yeah, you've been to Colombia.
Yeah.
Colombia. I wouldn't have come home, man.
Dude.
I'd be stuck. I'd be stuck on stupid out there.
The only reason I went was this girl I met in the Philippines. She's German. She was traveling all by herself. And Colombia, it's got a bad history. I was scared. I was like, hell no. She's like, "I'm here. It's fine." I said, "Okay."
You show up and you get it's like, "I got you, fool."
And I was scared. What was I thinking?
Yeah.
Roll the dice. Let's go.
Dude, I wish I could. If I could do that right now, I would. Like legit, just
Just travel.
Just go.
You're gonna take off with me on one of these trips.
I'm down.
Let's go.
I'm down.
All right, guess what? I just booked us a flight. Pack your bags.
Surprise.
Yeah. Surprise.
Dude, I just lost my train of thought.
Food.
You had more questions? Did you have more questions that you wanted to ask?
I just a couple. I just like these. You don't have to go like too deep into these, but I guess this kind of goes into the whole, because one of the things you told me early on, like 2 years ago when you first, or not first started doing it, but maybe when did you start your channel?
Okay, so I've always been a fan of YouTube, and I have a second channel where I have like a really old video. I got the long hair when you guys first met me, and I was at, I've always wanted to do YouTube, and I was a big fan of all the other YouTubers, like the OG YouTubers. I even went to go see them at Chain Reaction. There was a couple of YouTubers like Dave Days and some other people you probably don't remember or whatever. But like I was inspired by those guys, and I was so shy. I was like, I have nothing to film really. So I gave it up. I made 1 or 2 videos and I gave it up. And because I needed a new outlet, I went back to YouTube. So that's why I was like, you know what? Let's see how this goes. And to be honest with you, it's like writing a song, bro. It's honestly like writing a song. The music is as important as the story. The music tells the story. The music speaks. So like, I mean, I can even throw in an NBR song depending on the situation. And music is deep rooted in me. And these videos are songs, just a different format.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I've never really explained it like that, but yeah, that's where it comes from. It's like it comes from the heart. Every video I spend hours on, I treat it as a song, man. It just really take my time with them.
So it's like an album. You have an album.
Yeah. That's a cool thing where it's like, I mean, if I were to come out now and with my band, I'd release singles. Because I feel like everybody's attention span is just shot TikTok style.
Yeah, EP.
But with YouTube, like just being able to have an outlet and release a video, and I would lock in, bro. I would lock in my room every week and just hours and hours all weekend, and then try to be social at the same time, have a balance, and still find time to travel because I was always gone.
Yeah.
So I still have a bunch of material that I still haven't released. I have some really fun stuff, some really sad stuff. I really want to edit this video that I was a part of in Cambodia where I went to the killing fields. And, these are deep, dark, sad stuff. And I would, just got to get into those. But what was the question again?
Well, what I liked about just this whole, like you touch on it in your episodes, but it's like a lot of it is just you kind of like conquering fears, like before we started rolling, the episode that got me was when you went whale.
I love
the
that.
whale shark, a big ass whale shark. Because you were like,
the ocean is terrifying,
dude. Because you, and even actually, in the episode you mentioned, you're like, I almost like I started to panic and and then I just let myself do it. Like, I don't know that I could have gone in the water. I really don't. Like, I'm like deathly afraid of like the ocean.
Water.
Yeah. And then to know, like, dude, I remember I probably said this on the podcast already, but like I remember I was at the beach and I was like being like super brave and I was like jumping in the waves and I was like swimming in the ocean and I felt super proud of myself. And then people started like cheering and clapping because there was dolphins in the water. I got the fuck out, dude.
With the dolphins?
Yeah, dude. Because like I know this is like not even a thing. I doubt there's like ever been like a recorded like dolphin attack on a person. But in my mind, I'm helpless in the water.
Google it.
Don't tell me that because
no. They're nice. They're no.
Okay.
Dolphins ever attack?
Dolphin attacks. Dude, so anyway, but yeah, people were like all like it was like a beautiful moment for some people. I got out. Don't do that. Don't.
Dude.
Tell us.
People often wonder, do wild dolphins attack humans? And while fatal dolphin attacks on humans are extremely rare, there is one reported instance that occurred in 1994 in Sao Paulo, Brazil. It's documented that internal injuries led to the death of a man after being rammed by a dolphin.
Of course.
Ouch. Just one time.
It's just once.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel so incredibly helpless in the water. So that's one.
Yes.
I hate the internet.
You know,
the ocean's been a big fear of mine. I've had multiple dreams of that. So, I mean, just the water, I understand what you mean. And by traveling and going out swimming, I've forgotten about that. Like, I don't even dream about that no more. Like, I feel like I conquered that fear. I don't.
It's awesome.
It's scary though, but it's I still respect the ocean. I still fear it, you know, because of I grew up on Jaws, bro.
Yeah, dude. Jaws. My fear of flying came from La Bamba.
Okay.
Like straight. I think I've had a lot of time to like, because I have like a lot of like really weird fears and stuff, and I've like sat back and I can trace a lot of back to like childhood shit. Like,
dude, I have a weird fear that there's gonna be anacondas in a pool that I'm swimming in. I feel like they're gonna ice cube me, you know, that type of thing.
I don't want to say I fear of flying, but I do get scared. You know, it's like when we're there, it's like once that door closes and we're about to take off, this is what it plays in my head. My life is out of my hands.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
whatever happens, happens.
Yeah,
it sucks. I was like,
always mid-flight. I always go through like so many like stages of how I'm feeling. Every single flight, I'm like, I'm in this heavy ass object in the sky. How?
That's right. I remember you being. I remember you being really nervous when we just flew to Arizona. It was like an hour flight, and you were like hands on the hands gripping the armrest. I was like, "Are you okay?"
You know what I thought about? I was like, people are fucking with me. They're like, they closed the door. We time traveled over. It's like this. There's no way this big old plane's taking off,
dude.
I think about stuff like that.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. It makes no sense,
dude. It's so ridiculous.
Like this window could be a screen, and you're making me think whatever you want.
And luggage, we have all the heavy ass luggage in there.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to think of.
It makes no sense. Somebody make it make sense.
I've pitched this idea to Mike, like, hey, we start a separate podcast. Like, this one we'll keep about mental health, but let's do a show called Mike Questions Everything. And we just seriously like lay out all our thoughts like this, because there's some validity here.
I've hit turbulence and all that. I'm pretty sure you've hit turbulence. I just hope I never hit turbulence when I'm in the toilet.
Dude. I've thought about this before. Like, let's say, heaven forbid, you're going on an international flight, your plane crashes, right? And you end up on an island. Do you think you would survive? Or how long do you think you would survive, like, on a deserted?
Probably not long.
Not long. You know, I was watching I've watched those documentaries about the Argentinian, I believe, soccer team. Is it?
Yeah.
How they survived, and it's a sad story. It's like I've thought of those scenarios.
Yeah.
It's like.
Well, I mean, and then you got to think of all these like crazy scenarios too when you're traveling in these.
I'm gonna be the first
countries. Like,
look at that.
Like, you're traveling to all these countries alone, right?
Yeah.
You know, so like, you figure, worst case scenario, like, how long do you think you could survive in this shit? I feel like I don't want to sit here saying confidently like I'm gonna live, but like I feel like I've nerded out on enough like survival shit, and like, you know. Like I grew up in the South, so there's like this aspect of like taking care of shit around the house, like, you know, like homestead level type thing. But I don't think it's enough for me to like survive until somebody gets me.
I had a moment in Thailand that I hit turbulence, and I met a girl because we were getting on the same plane and we were just chopping it up, and we were hitting some turbulence. And in the middle of the turbulence, you know, like it was hitting pretty hard. I look back at her. I'm like, I see the fear in her eyes. I'm like, oh fuck, she's thinking the same thing. We're going down. And then it calmed down a little bit, and they were able to serve, you know, drinks and stuff. And I bought some. I was like, I don't care how, you know, I never buy stuff on the plane because it's expensive. I was like, I might be going down. I'm not going down on an empty stomach.
Yeah, yeah. I'll buy this $38 sandwich.
Yeah, I'll never forget that.
I've been on a flight that had to make an emergency landing.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. I got a good one. Oh, crap.
Let's hear it.
Okay, I'm dead asleep. This is in the Philippines, right?
Okay.
I'm going from, I forgot what island it was.
Oh, the little island jumper.
Yeah, I was coming from, I forgot right now, but we're going to Manila.
Okay.
I'm dead asleep. And then boom, captain speaking. There's a volcano that just erupted.
Oh my God. Are you
Dead ass. I'm like, wait, what am I dreaming? What the hell?
what?
Yeah. And he goes, we've been circling around. It doesn't look like we can get through. So we're going back to the island. I was like, oh.
Now, is this in English or is this in like Tagalog or like?
Both.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, they jump back. Oh my God.
I was like, what do you mean a volcano?
You're like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Dude, that's...
They're like, we don't want to risk it. They were like, because of the ashes, obviously. And
Right.
it just...
Dude.
That was like one of the craziest.
Nuts, man.
Yeah, dude. Dead asleep, woken up, volcano.
Okay, so you've ever been on a flight and you hear something or you're like just anything or like the wing shouldn't be doing that or like
You hear those like...
yeah.
Optimum Prime.
every flight I'm on, I hear something and I'm like, what was that? Like that doesn't sound, I'm that person. And so when we're flying home from Los Mochis, flying to Tijuana, and then crossing from there. It's like it's a night. It's a evening flight, and so we're flying, and there's this huge bang like under everyone's feet. Like everyone felt it for sure. Yeah. So it was just like a boom, and then we dropped like. It was.
You're
instant.
like, what can hit this giant plane hard enough to make this happen,
dude? It was like a noise, like underneath our feet kind of thing. We all felt it. The plane drops, so we're like, holy shit! And so, like, I think my brother or somebody was trying to be like, oh, that might have been something moving in the thing, whatever. And so the lights turn on, and then they get on the thing, and they're like, we're gonna everyone, put your trays back up, blah blah. We're gonna prepare for landing. And we were like hours.
Did your landing gear drop out?
I don't know what the issue was, but so everyone, and so to make things worse, I'll never forget this. To make things worse, one of the flight attendants was freaking the fuck out, dude. Like trying to be calm, but it was like super like, yeah, I know, like speaking Spanish, but like telling everyone like to be calm, even though you're like clearly freaking out.
Yeah.
And so we finally, we start getting, we can see the airport, and then there's fire trucks and stuff all over. So I was like, oh my God. Like I was oddly calm for like accepting like, dude, we're going to fucking crash. Like this is like this is probably my biggest fear.
This is my biggest fear.
Yeah. And it's happening. I can't believe it's happening. And thankfully, like it was just a bumpy landing, but we landed.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if my aunt or someone heard the pilot speaking to somebody saying, like it's a good thing that this happened where it did, because you can't trust landing in the desert at night.
Ooh.
Wow.
So yeah, that was fun. I didn't want to get back on the plane. Like I think
we can drive, right?
Yeah, I was like, how many hours are we? But yeah, so we ended up getting on another flight, and we flew into TJ and then crossed over from there. But it was,
man,
not fun.
That's scary.
So we have our weekly Renee question that interestingly ties into this whole, like, she didn't know you were going to be here. But she said, if you could go on a vacation anywhere in the world, having the best accommodations, all expenses paid, and extra money to keep up with the bills back home, so you didn't need to worry about hurrying to get back, where would you go, why, and how long would you want to stay? And then, so that's vacation. And then the other question is, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live and why? And then she said, let me put some qualifiers on this. You wouldn't have to worry about missing family and or friends because they all followed you, or by magic of teleportation, you could still see them anytime you want. So we're taking that aspect out of there.
See, I was going to move to the Philippines. So I was planning to move to the Philippines. And Thailand, I would love to live in Thailand because it's got the best of both worlds. It's like third world country, and it still has, it's modern, it's westernized.
Yeah.
I don't know, like all inclusive. I don't know, man. I live, the traveler life,
Yeah.
backpacker, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know, like when I was trying to go to Cancun, I had some friends that were like, they were going to come with me. They didn't come with me, but they were like, let's do all inclusive. So I've never really done any all-inclusives, but if I could, I don't know. I mean, I love anywhere that there's beaches. So it'd have to be Southeast Asia somewhere.
Okay.
And the second question, what was the second one?
So it's one half is where would you vacation to? The other half is where would you live?
Live. I would live in Thailand or the Philippines.
Do you think without getting too deep into context, would you go back to the Philippines now
Oh yeah, absolutely.
and live in the Philippines?
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, there's some places that I've thought about, and would love to stay there, and like it's easy access to like go back to Manila, the big city, and just live peacefully. Like when I travel, I don't go on vacation. To me, it's not really vacation. It's like I'm living. I'm actually living, and that's why I like taking my my time each place. Like be gone as much as I can.
Yeah.
For the record, I'm not rich. I do work. I just want you guys to know, but you guys can't know where I work, so suck it.
There's this part of me that really wants to go and experience the Philippines, not just because it's like the homeland or whatever, but I remember, so before my grandmother passed, she was going through dementia, right?
Okay.
And I remember one night we just had this idea of like, yo, let's pick her up and let's go to dinner. It was me, my other cousins, and it doesn't happen very often where just the four of us cousins go out, let alone that we pick up my grandmother and take her out, right? So I remember I picked her up, and at the time I was driving a Dodge Challenger, and she was just like, she walks out and she's like, where did this sports car come from? Like it's this whole, like she's baffled by this car. And we're driving and we take her to dinner, and you could tell that she was just kind of like, she knew she was happy to be around us. She knew that she was in a place where she was loved, but at the same time, she couldn't really place like where she was or, anything like that. So we had dinner with her, and then I remember we said our goodbyes to everybody, and I'm driving her home. And then there was like this, like straight up, we're right there in San Dimas on the 210, and it's like clicked with her, right? And then she turns to me and she goes like, every time I'm driving through California and I see the palm trees, I realize where I am, and everything makes sense to me. And then she starts like for like 20 minutes, her and I had like, and like I can get emotional about it. Like her and I had like the most like emotional, like heartfelt conversations where she's telling me like, when I'm around everybody, I know that there's somebody important to me, and I know like that I have emotional connections to these people, but I can't place why. I can't remember why. So when my friends tell these stories about things that I was involved in, I can't remember those feelings. I know I was there, but I can't really remember these people being around. And she was telling me like the palm trees are what separates her from remembering her drives in the Philippines, because they lived on one of the smaller islands. She goes, we would go to the boats and then we would go to the city. And that's what you'd have to do every day. You'd go to the boat, you go to the city, you go to Manila, travel, whatever, and then come back. And she's like, the palm trees are the one thing that I see in California that kind of bring me back to that place. And I'm like talking to her. And then like, as soon as we're past that stretch where there's palm trees all along the side of the freeway, and it goes back to just like the evergreen pine trees and stuff like that, it's like, it was gone. And she was just straight up like, oh, are we headed to the boat? Like that was her next question. Like, are we headed to the boat? Are we going to go home? And I was just like, yeah, I'm going to take you home right now. But I just like, I'll never forget like that quick. And so ever since then I've been like, I want to go and I want to see like, yeah, the beaches are beautiful, whatever, but I want to see her like little hometown, she's like, and I think about all the stories that she told me, like, I mean, they were there during the war, like back in the day, and just like, that small little island life that, that's what spawned all of us essentially. So like, there's this just like, that's why I want to go. And I want to see those little like hole in the wall places and see those little tiny like villages and shit like that. Yeah. I want to get tattooed out there. I want to go to that lady that you have to hike 3 hours to get to her, and then she tells you if she's going to tattoo you or not. Like I want to experience shit like that, So
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, man. I guess for me, the 3 places I want to go right now, other than the Philippines, I want to go to Ireland. I want to go to Australia and Japan. Those are the 3 like places I really want to experience. So I think that would be a vacation. As far as living, I don't know, man.
It's really hard. Like I've thought about the whole situation. Remember I told you the Philippines.
Yeah.
I've kind of got detached. Like, I mean, like I love you guys. I love all my friends and family. There's a moment where I just really felt alone and detached where like, what's the difference of me being here than over there? It was just the different lifestyles of Western and the different cultures. So I was ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go and stuff like that. And I would be, you know, willing to come back for my mom or anybody, you know, in a
Yeah,
heartbeat.
absolutely.
But yeah, it's the cultures.
Yeah. I think,
You know, if you want to go to the Philippines and use a tabo,
dude, I had a day, it was like last week, where I wasn't thinking and I straight up ran out of toilet paper in the house. Ran completely out of toilet paper, and I was sitting there and I was like, this is the wrong fucking time to be Filipino and not have a tabo in the house anywhere. Like, what is going on? I was like, this sucks.
grab the hose.
What's a tabo?
It's just basically like a cup or a jug or something
With
like
a handle.
that with a handle that you have for water to clean yourself, because you don't have, you know, bidets or you don't have anything like that. Like, it's just, this is, you know.
So I was staying in the Philippines for a while, and I had a girlfriend, you know, like she taught me how to do it, but I was like, there's got to be toilet paper around here somewhere.
No.
So they're like, yeah, this is how you do it. You grab the towel and you grab the soap, and then you scrub your butt, and then he's just like, yeah, she's just like showing me. I'm like, oh,
It's so, like, in the end, you're so much cleaner.
Yeah, way
You're so much
cleaner.
cleaner.
But it's just weird.
she's like, all you Americans, all you guys do is just wipe. You just smear the
Yeah.
back and
not
forth.
wrong.
And I'm like, I
Not
can't,
wrong.
yeah, you guys got, yep.
Christian was the first person I knew to have a ton of like sandy wipes and stuff with him, or wet wipes.
Yeah.
And then mostly the girls, because I don't know how, of course, like he would bring that up, but he's like, if I put shit on your arm right now, you're telling me that you want me to give me toilet paper and clean it off and you go about your day, or would you like
He's
my
not
or
wrong.
would you like my wet wipe?
It's not wrong, dude.
And he's like, everyone here walking around with that.
That's messed up.
It's so true, though.
Yeah,
like, it's so true.
It's yeah, we're gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
They pretty much take a shower pretty much every time they go to the bathroom. So
It's kind of,
it's
kind of awesome.
yeah, I like the bum gun. Thailand has the bum gun.
Oh,
I mean, Philippines has
the handle and
Yeah, the little squirt
Yeah.
gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Japan with the bidets.
yeah.
Love that.
I've been really wanting to
You gotta
get.
be careful with the strong pressure.
Or do you? We're all grown ups here. No, but like, yeah, I've been seriously contemplating like getting a bidet,
Do it.
dude, because I feel like it's, you know, it's the right move. It's the right move.
I'd be okay with the bum gun and install that in my house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, one of my friends has a bidet, and he like loves it.
Yeah.
And it's the most
Nice.
it's like one of the most random friends that you wouldn't expect to have one. And he's like he like swears by it.
They have it at the Disney Japan. Yeah, it's nice. It's like, you know, some of them sing to you. They have music.
The,
It's got different little
the music
sprays.
that like, yeah, the seat cover that like automatically
Yeah.
changes itself, that type of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Mike? Where would you vacation and where would you live?
Vacation for sure would be Japan. That's like my last like bucket list spot. And then I'd want to, I guess, vacation there for like, I don't know, 2 weeks if I could, or at the minimum. And then where I'd live, I don't know. There's a couple places, like all my favorite places that I've traveled that I've been to. I like them because I actually got to see them. So like Vienna, Austria, like I guess I've mostly only seen the downtown, but I got shown around it, and it's beautiful. It's like to me that's like such a you feel like it has like this. I don't know what to call it. Like not regal. Like it's like
Everything feels grand.
it feels grand.
Yeah.
Like high ceilings, a lot of marble on things.
Well, there's also something to say about the fact that like when you hit like those European countries and stuff, right? You consider that some of those buildings that people just kind of live in or hang out in, or some of the cobblestone streets, things like that, those have been around longer than our country
Yeah.
has been
Yeah.
right. So like there's so much more history there. There's so much more shit that's like in these walls and in the, you know, like people have walked these streets that are like legendary.
Yeah.
You know. So
Yeah, so I don't know, Vienna, Ireland, maybe a place that Ireland's like one of those places where I didn't, like I got to walk around a lot, like I got to see it, but I didn't get to like really explore it. But I just feel like the vibe, I feel like it worked for me. I liked Barcelona a lot.
I want to go there.
Barcelona. And that's because of Mark.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of Mark and all the Fahrenheit. They like
the Fahrenheit dudes.
Yeah, they showed me around. I'd been there before, but going there with them and then having them show me around, it just felt livable, you know.
Let's take this pod on the road, dude. Let's go live in Barcelona for a year.
Do it,
dude.
Write some jams with the Fahrenheit boys.
Barcelona. Just have them just be honorary members.
Yeah.
There was talks about Europe gonna start doing, I believe, some travel restrictions of like you need. Oh my gosh, I can't remember what it is, but it's not gonna be easy to like what is it called, a visa to travel into Europe.
Right.
Like right now, we have really easy access to travel out there. Mm-hmm. But in the future, they were talking about having visas, so it's going to be a little bit harder. I mean,
it's like the universal passport thing, right? Mm-hmm. Like
yeah.
The chip.
Once they said that, I was like, oh, I want to start just going to Europe. I've been holding off on Europe because it's, you know, it's westernized, you know, it's a little bit, you know, easier to travel in, kind of like difficult mode.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, it's not for everybody. Trust me, it's not for everybody because it's hot and humid in the Philippines, and if you can't handle that, if you can't handle Florida, you're not gonna like Philippines. It's like, but I love it. I'm used to it. I love it. It's beautiful. I mean, plus you got those beautiful blue beaches. Oh my god!
And those beautiful people.
Beautiful people. Everybody thinks I'm Pinoy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was gonna say this earlier. I think one of our first conversations, you said something along the lines of like, I'm not Filipino.
That's funny because I usually lead with, I'm not Mexican.
Yeah. Oh, no. You said, I think you're like, oh, and I'm not Asian.
No, I don't know.
That's hilarious.
I was like,
I think I might have thought you were at first, like when I just saw you before I met you or anything.
Hey man, I consider myself, you know,
a man of
honorary Pinoy.
Yeah, I think you've earned it at this point.
Street food and all that.
You've earned it at this point.
On the question that you asked, you said like, how do I go about? You know what? I go out to travel and I just kind of see what happens. I don't really plan things out. Like sometimes I do because like I've gone with other YouTubers and they have all these plans. I just kind of film as I go. Like we're gonna do something, figure it out. I'll piece it together, and also like, and you know, as I watch these videos, these memories and thoughts come back to me of what I was going through in that moment. I sit there and like really analyze it, like a song. Like when you write a song, you hear a beat, you know, stuff like that. So. Yeah, just going about it, just going, doing things. I had something in mind that I forgot I was gonna talk about, but it just went away by.
Man, there's this part of me that's just completely jealous that you've gotten to live this life and you've gotten to do this stuff. But I got some things in the works. We're gonna make it happen.
It's you know what, I've in the Philippines, I travel a lot on the motorbikes, and that's just like so much fun. Instead of getting a taxi everywhere, just cruise.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
Oh no,
the camera. It's all right.
Off.
There it is. It's all right. We still got audio.
Yeah. I can't wait for you to go to the Philippines. I want to see all these pictures.
Dude, yeah, I'm ready. I'm gonna go. I don't know when, but I'm gonna go.
Yeah, everybody thinks I'm Filipino. Everybody's so nice. It's I want to go all over the Philippines. I've only scratched the surface. Like I said, you know, it's like what, you know, I've done Manila, Siquijor, and just other places. I mean, there's the north and the south that I want to hit.
Yeah.
See, I think for me, I'm a weird traveler because I liked, especially like towards the end of our touring, I liked to go to new places and see, you know, new things. But like, I like to. It's almost like I tried living my life, but in like other areas.
Quarter mile at a time.
Like what's that? But I I didn't get to do this on tour because we never had time. But like, I want to like go to like sporting events. Yeah. Like I want to go.
There's so much beauty here in the United States, but it's more expensive. I feel like.
Or movie theater. Like my first experience, like paying for a seat, not just a movie, to pay for the seat in the theater. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was in Spain, and I thought that was cool. I was like, oh, like.
That's really cool.
Because like now, like in only the last like 5 years, I feel like it's really become a thing in the United States where like if you go to a movie, you can reserve your seat. Yeah. Whereas in like, I remember in Spain, like this is when I went to go visit my brother. I was like 15, and I remember we went to go see a movie, and it was like you reserved your seat. Yeah. And I thought that was cool. So I mean, just things like that, you know. Obviously, I like getting like coffee from like different places or eating. But
did you try a paella?
I'm sure. I think so. It's
like it's got like it's a traditional dish. It's like some clams, and my brother-in-law didn't make it. He was out there like he went for college, and we would try that. But like I said, I've never been to Spain, and I would like to try paella. Just different culture foods.
I'm pretty sure I have.
It's cool. It's like rice and seafood and clams. Like there's usually shrimp and things like that. Yeah. Tons of spice, tons of seasoning. Just
I want to say yes.
Usually it comes out in like a giant wok, like it's like this big, and you just like scoop, sections. Yeah. Yeah.
Something kind of cool I got to do when I was in Spain. I think it was in Valencia. I think they do this throughout Spain, but it's called Las Fallas. Like the celebration is called Las Fallas, and it's where this might be wrong, but from what I think I remembered is that they make like these like big paper like giant maches of like different things. So like some of them will be like political people that they don't like,
right?
I
Or different.
think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then they set them on fire.
Yeah, like make statements and
fucking sick. But I went for that, and it was crazy. It was so packed. Like everything shut down, but yet everybody was out. Like it was crazy.
What was a culture shock for you?
Like on tour, or just
Spain,
in Spain?
Yeah, or just anywhere you've traveled.
I think the first. So I've had a couple. So I think the first big one was going to Germany, like, and just being like, oh, like I can't read anything here. Like,
yeah.
Same thing with China. I got to go to China, and I was like, oh, like in Germany, it's weird. I can really get I can kind of, even if I don't know what's being said, I kind of can follow along. Even when I hear German, I think it's because I was around it enough. I was like, I kind of have a gist of what they're talking about. In China, I had zero clue.
Didn't you also do some weird like Duolingo thing or something like that for German?
No. The app's called Pimsleur.
Yeah.
It's just conversational stuff. Now, but that's like after that's like a couple, yeah. So now I can more or less kind of get the gist of like I recognize like feminine to masculine words or what questions are, things like that. I can kind of recognize that now. But but China, I was just like, oh, I'm completely lost here.
Yep.
Like if nobody wants to speak English to me, I'm completely fucked. I can't read anything. I don't. Yeah. And so that was a big culture shock for me.
For everybody listening, and I know a lot of times people think there's like, I've come across, like people like speak English here or whatever, where it's America, whatever. But I think it's a beautiful thing to learn different languages. I know English and Spanish. I know a little bit of Tagalog. And just little things. I love languages, and we're in the day and age. We have Google. There's you don't have to be on TikTok all the time. You can learn stuff, guys. Like I've been trying to learn different languages. Like my friend, my friend Marianne from France. She was teaching me some French. I mean, it's a little bit difficult, and it's hard to learn for me. Like when you're not speaking it with somebody fluently all the time. But I mean, I still remember how to say certain things, and I find languages very, very awesome and beautiful. And you guys, if you guys got the time, you guys should try to learn a language or two or whatever.
That's one of my only regrets in life.
Really cool.
It's just not learning how to speak
different languages. If I could do life over again, I would have taken Spanish way more seriously. So I become like more fluent. Like
Your Spanish wasn't bad when I heard you on the last podcast about the hot dogs.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, it's like I can get by, but I sound like, you know, it's bad. It's not. I can get by, like not a big deal. But I wish I could be like fluent, like. And then I would learn German and French. That's
awesome. I wanted to try to learn German, but it was way too hard.
Dude,
and even my German friends were like, "Why do you want to learn it?" It was like, I'm like, "What?"
Dude,
it's cool.
Pimsleur, they don't advertise. They don't. We don't get any money from them. But
not sponsored.
Yeah, it's a good app in the sense that, and I'm sure like every app does this, but like I liked it because it's like
it's conversation. It's
conversations.
Not like textbook.
It's not like learn this word. It's like they have you just go. You listen to a conversation. It's like 30-second or whatever it is. And then you go through and they break down what certain things are.
It's German, and you're like, why are they yelling at each other?
Yeah,
like, they're not. They're asking where we're going to dinner tonight.
Yeah, no, it's a love language. No, but yeah. So I thought Pimsleur was cool because, like I said, I can't speak German, but I feel like I can understand. I have the gist of like little things. Like I need to practice a lot more, but yeah.
There's I speak a lot of Spanish at home, and now that I've traveled, like, you know. I'd be speaking a lot more Spanish, and I've sharpened up my Spanish. And everybody, like even Mexico, different parts of Mexico, they say different things, different slangs. So it's not like the proper Spanish. Everybody, you gotta learn from different parts of Mexico or different parts of South America. Because when I went to Colombia, I tried to like. I felt more comfortable speaking English, and they saw how brown I am. They're like, no, you know Spanish, or you should know Spanish. Yeah. So they wouldn't budge. They wouldn't speak to me in English. Wow. So I was like, you know what? We're going all in. Yeah. And when I came back from my trip to Colombia, I was just like so comfortable, like just speaking Spanish completely. Like, it's not that I'm ashamed of it. It's just like I feel so shy sometimes. Certain things I don't know, but yeah, like. We were just talking in Spanish the whole time in Colombia, and I'm speaking with people from Argentina, from just different Peru, just different places in South America, and you know there are certain things that I would say in Spanish that they don't use down there. They're just like, what? I was like, oh crap.
Like gives you away. Like, okay.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess Peru would be one of those like that'd be my motherland.
I've been to Peru. I have been.
What's your background? What's your background?
My mom's Peruvian.
You're fully Peruvian?
My mom. My dad's Mexican. My mom's Peruvian.
Oh, that's awesome, man! I didn't know that. See, look at that. That's really cool. I didn't know that.
I can jump fences. Jump fences at high altitudes.
Oh man!
Like Peru's high on my list. I want to go.
Fun.
I would love to go.
Did you do Machu Picchu?
No,
that's where I want to go.
No, I didn't. We went to the Reserva Amazonica, right off of like the Madre de Dios, and it was like this, dude. It was sick because we were in this like little town for about a week, and then we went to this resort, and dude, like I remember, I'll never forget. This is one of the coolest experiences I've ever had in my life, dude. I'm on a, like, these are all huts on stilts. There's mosquito nets around the beds. Like, we're in the fucking Amazon. Like, we're in the rainforest, dude. And I'm sitting there, and Philip's like standing outside, like talking to somebody, and I'm on a hammock, and I have a guitar, and I'm like, this is the life, right? I put the guitar down, and then I hear this rustling, and dude, I like look, and straight up a fucking jungle cat, an ocelot, comes walking out of the jungle, right? And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, right? And like, I can't, like, Philip's like over in this direction, I'm right here, and it's walking towards me, and I'm like, it's a baby though, right? It's not, but it's still, this is a fucking wild
But cat. It has a mother.
The mom
There's a mom somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God. And then it walks up, and it comes walking up the steps of the hut, and I'm like, what is happening? And it jumped into my lap, and I was like, I'm gonna die, and it just jumped on me, and then fucking the loudest like like jungle cat purrs, and it just like nestled up, and I was like, so I'm like petting this fucking thing, right, dude? And then one of the people that works at the reserve walks by and goes, "Oh, you met Lancelot?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, he was his mom died, and so Lancelot lives." And I'm like, I thought I was gonna die. She's like, dude, yeah, it was so. There's a picture somewhere where it, like I'm just legit just sitting there. I was like, Philip. And we had disposable cameras. So I'm just like petting this ocelot, dude, and I'm sweaty because we're in the jungle or in the rainforest.
Oh, sweating,
dude,
tears. Come on.
Yeah, I was crying, dude. But it was so sick. It was so, and like, dude, that place is like there would be like wooden bridges and pathways to get like from the main, like the main center building area where they would have food and stuff, and we just have traditional like Peruvian dishes and stuff. Dude, we shot those giant like bows, like they're like 6 feet bows and stuff like that. It's definitely an experience. It was so sick.
Blow darts.
Yeah. Imagine I'm like, so, well, shit, man. Dude, thank you so much for coming out and hanging out.
Man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I'm sure we could have more episodes where we talk like about more of your travels and really go in depth. You know what I mean?
You know what I want to talk about? I want to give a shout out to my boys that always been supporting me from the beginning. It's YouTubers. You know, like, you know, it's like the band. It's like bands. You know, like the bigger ones looking out for smaller ones. Like one is his name is Tall, the Traveling Clat. You know, he really tried to help me push. You know, and he's big in the Philippines and stuff like that. And I went to go see him. We were going to link up. And he was going to be the biggest YouTuber I was going to link up with. I was like, oh, this is cool, you know? Yeah. So he's traveling around, and next thing you know, me and my buddy wouldn't go eat some restaurant and ran into an American that he's actually living in the Philippines, but he's a bigger YouTuber. He's got millions of fucking followers.
Holy shit.
And I ended up telling him, I go, well, I don't know, man. He's all like, oh, dude, I was supposed to be the biggest one, but you know, he's cool. He's so supportive. I want to give him a shout out. And Alex Ochoa, those are my like, and then the Thumb Life, the first traveling YouTuber right now. He's doing Lyft, and like those guys are like really supportive on what I do on my YouTube channel. And thank you guys. Love you guys.
That rules,
dude. That's so sick. And yeah, I can't wait for you to start traveling again so I can live vicariously through you. And then you know, just book me a flight.
Yeah, dude. Let's go do something. Dude, thank you guys so much for having me, man.
Dude, you want to plug anything? Want to plug any socials? You know.
Yeah, sure. You guys follow me on Instagram. I'm mainly on there if you guys want to hit me up. My YouTube channel, everything's Joey Amor. So also my band Horror in the Moonlight. Check it out. And come see us at EMO Night. We do EMO Night Pomona, EMO Night Brooklyn, and EMO Night 818. So hopefully Mike and Mike, you guys come out and do EMO Night again.
I'll come out again.
I'll do it again. Yeah,
that was fun. That was a great party.
Off to the side. Jesse Toka stole the show on that one, but I'm down.
Jesse.
Dude, and then, so check us out at Walking Blind Pod pretty much wherever. walkingblindpod@gmail.com if you guys want to send in some questions. You know, give us your wins, give us your wins, highs, lows, you know, whatever you want to talk about.
And comment on what you've heard tonight too. Like if there's a question you hear, like I said, there's like a small, it's kind of growing, a small group of friends that are reaching out to me, and then it's like they're answering the podcast in their way. I'm like, dude,
and answer Renee's question. Like, where would you guys want a vacation and where would you guys want to live? Like, if you didn't have any cares, you didn't have any worries, like what would you guys do? Because that's kind of a cool concept, man.
Hell yeah.
And tickets are still available for Tough Love Fest.
By the time this comes out, the show will be this weekend.
Yes.
So
the 26th, Saturday.
Yeah. Get there a little earlier. Because, you know, my band's playing a little earlier. And then, come hang out with us. Come find us. What did we say that was going to be the special code?
I already forgot it.
We're so bad at this.
We'll have to look.
Find it on Instagram. Find it on Instagram.
Find it on Instagram. We'll get that special code.
Dude, come do mental health check with us. Yeah. If you see us.
Yeah, I'll bring the Zoom recorder and we'll do straight up like on the fly.
Yeah.
Check in with you guys. So that'll be sick. Wish we could be hanging out with Shaq, but you know.
Yeah. It's all right. Our lives.
Sorry.
Our simple lives.
Our simple lives over here.
I'll be at the next show, guys.
Yes.
And sorry about the camera issues. It overheated, so we switched to the cell phone, but we got some footage. So we could say thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.